Hi YouTube, this is a easy fix. I have 2012 Toyota Prius. This is the first time I had this issue with these Priuses. I want to share my experience with everybody. The code that I was getting on this Toyota Prius is P3190 and P0A0F, and I googled it and everything, and everybody's talking about issues either with a mass airflow sensor or a whole uh, airflow system, like including the manifold and the throttle body and all this here that you see there. And some people are talking about the EGR valve and all these vacuum lines and all these airlines here. So after I googled it, I went ahead and replaced all this here EGR valve with the used one, the whole EGR valve with the cooler, and replaced all this thing here, replaced all these air system, replaced the throttle body here, replaced the manifold with all used ones, and that didn't work. I went ahead and replaced the spark plugs, replaced the ignition coils, all of them. That didn't help. What it does is it starts for about 10 seconds, or maybe it does not start at all. It sounds like it's starting, but it might not be starting. So I went ahead and replaced all that. I have all these parts here in my place, so I replaced them with used ones. That didn't help. And I googled it, and everybody's talking about either mass airflow sensor or airflow system, or some others are talking about crankshaft sensor or camshaft sensor or the coolant temperature sensor. I don't think it's those, but maybe your case might be different. But in my case, it's unique. This is the first time I get a Prius with this issue like this, so I'm gonna tell you here what I found. So, but before you go and start throwing parts on this vehicle, always check all your air system first, or replace or clean your mass airflow sensor first. Then after you do all this here, if it does not work, what you need to do is go here. This is the fuel line here. Measure the pressure of that fuel line. You will not find a place to rent that thing they measure fuel pressure with, so you might need to have to order it online or something. But that's what you need to do. Check all your air system. Check your mass airflow sensor. If everything looks okay there and look good, next step is measure your fuel pressure. I found only one video of a guy talking about that, but the rest of them, most of them, they're having issues with the mass airflow sensor, but my case was different. So I did not measure the fuel pressure. That was a mistake that I did. I went ahead and ordered a fuel pump. I used one off eBay. So I installed it, and it worked right away. The problem went away. So my problem was the fuel pump. Actually, it was not a fuel pump because it was still working. You can hear it running and everything, but the pressure was low. And I'll show you here what was the issue here. As you can see here, I took everything apart and I replaced the fuel pump there. And here's the fuel pump. The fuel was really dirty that was in the pump, that was inside the pump here. It was really dirty. I replaced all the fuel that was there. I thought it was dirty or something. So what I did, I hooked up a 12-volt battery to these terminals here. This one and this one. I don't know which one is positive, which one is negative. And pumped out all the fuel that was in there. So I thought it was just a bad fuel. I pumped it up, pumped it out and everything, but still didn't solve the issue. So I went ahead and bought a used one off eBay, replaced it, start running right away. Other thing I noticed that this filter here was really dirty too, so I think what you can do most of the time, I guess, you can just take the fuel pump apart, clean your filter or replace it, and dump all the fuel that you have in here, and put it back in, and you should be fine maybe. But that was my case. The fuel that was in here, it was very dirty. That filter here, the fuel filter, was really dirty too. Once I replaced the fuel pump with a used one, car ran just fine. Before that, it run maybe for about 10 seconds. Sometimes it run longer, sometimes shorter, but most of the time it does not. When I take it in the road, like no power at all. So that was it. The codes that I was getting again, it was like P3190 and P0A0F -204. That second code is for the battery, but it's not the battery. If you get this issue, if you get this code of P3190, don't keep trying to start your vehicle, because if you do, you'll mess up the battery, you'll drain the battery. Like I said, it sounds like it starts sometimes, but it doesn't start. What it does is trying to start, and every time, if you keep trying it, you'll mess up your battery. So don't keep trying. Try the first time, second time, third time maximum. If it doesn't start, don't keep trying, because you're going to drain the battery, and more likely you'll mess up the battery, and it'll be more issues than what you want to be in. So again, this is an easy fix. I hope this video helps somebody. Thank you.